what is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
So my ethnicity is native Russian. It's called Yakut. We live in the far east of Russia. And our physical traits, as you can see, are Asian. I study in the States and this guy asks me, oh, where are you from? And I say, I'm from Russia. And he's like, no, I mean like, where are you from? And I'm like, I'm from Russia, motherfucker. And he's like, okay, then where are your parents from? And I say, imagine, they're from Russia too. And he's like, well, I thought that you were Asian. Fuck a motherfucker for you, Maga. I am Asian. I don't know how your brain works, but you think if I'm from Russia, I cannot be Asian when I'm clearly am Asian and vice versa? If you studied your geography a little bit, you will know that half of Russia, the biggest country in the world, it's really hard to miss it on the map, is in Asia. You really think that Habib Nurmagomedov's ethnicity is Russian? No, he's Dagestani, which is one of the 100 native Russian ethnicities. So yeah, I'm an Asian with Russian passport, bitch. And I got no ancestors immigrated. Don't mix your history with my history.
They have decided that Americans are the only ones who might not realize that they're foreigners.
This cracks me up because it's so true. Americans really will not realize that they are considered foreigners and that they don't get special treatment. And I think it just has to do with a lot of things. But things that I have found funny that Americans have said to me is, why can't they just use American dollars when they come to Europe? Because it's good enough for cruises when they go to like South America and Mexico. Why is it not good enough for Europeans? Another question is why don't other countries have fireworks on the 4th of July? Shouldn't everybody have fireworks on the 4th of July? Not, I guess, understanding that the 4th of July is an American holiday, and of course, other countries aren't going to celebrate that. Why would they celebrate an American Independence Day? So yeah, Americans are just special.
Up in the comment section of my TikToks are all incredibly stupid. So here are a few things that I think I need to tell you. Number 1, your hero worship of your president or of any politician, full stop, is weird and insane. Politicians are public servants and they are policymakers. They are not and should not be deified. They are not gods. They are not celebrities. They are politicians. And there is a difference. And your blind hero worship of your president is weird and mad. The second thing is, yes, people in the rest of the world know about and care about American politics and what America is doing. And yeah, we actually have every right to do that. Take this current instance in Venezuela, for example. It's going to massively increase the global oil price because of shortages linked to bad supply in Venezuela. And that's something that everyone globally is impacted by and has a right to care about. And the third thing is that, yeah, I actually think a lot of foreigners know more about your politics than you do and can critically analyze it better because a lot of you are far too invested and propagandized to actually critically assess anything. Sorry about it.
I made a video the other day and I was like, why do American people not have passports? Why don't you guys have passports? And these are the comments that I got reenacted. America's the greatest nation on earth. Why would I need a passport? I don't want to go anywhere else. I can get a baguette from Kroger. The next reactions were like this. I'm living paycheck to paycheck. I got 5 kids. 5 of them can't read. So I got to do their homework for. The next reaction. I have a passport. I don't plan on going anywhere, but it's good to have one. Yeah. The next reaction. Why do you care? Huh? You don't know my life. Even though I just said in the comment section that my boyfriend cheated on me 5 days ago. The next reaction. You dirty little nothing. You think I got $200 to get a passport for? I've never left my state. I don't even know what state I'm in. What's the capital of Minnesota? Everybody relax. But you still ain't got your passport. Go get one. Go to the post office. Get a passport.
If you ever want to stop idolizing the rich, just work serving industry in the upper class or fine dining space for 3 months. I worked at Atlantic Grill at 76 and Lex on the Upper East Side in New York City. I was talking to another 25, 26-year-old couple, and they were talking about, they just went apartment hunt. And I was like, I live in Harlem, 147th and Broadway. I think it's a great area. It's a really, up and coming. And they just like laughed at me and they were like, oh, we only are looking at doorman apartments and only apartments where the elevator opens up into our apartment. Like the amount of times I just showed my full ass. Another time, this guy runs into the restaurant and he blows past the hostess and the hostess is like, oh, sorry, you have a reservation? He just shouts, Google me at her. And he sits down at like this nice table at Atlantic Grill. I think like table 36, I think we called it. And he throws like $200 bills at this busser and makes the busser sit next to him. And he orders 5 pounds of stone crab and makes the busser like sit next to him and crack the crabs for him like a fucking toddler. And we looked him up and he was worth like $4 billion, but his wife was divorcing him and getting $2 billion. And so it's like, girl, that's the first thing that you Google, honey. It's a little embarrassing for you. Another time, this like 80-year-old man, he was like 6'3", 6'4". He had a stroke and he was like dying in my arms. And I dragged him over to a fucking like a baby carriage and laid him in the baby carriage because no one would help me. And my table looked at me seeing this like dying man in my arms. And they were like, can we order when you get a second? Right after Hurricane Sandy, I remember this woman came in, you know, it's like literally, it's the morning after Hurricane Sandy. I walked from 147th and Broadway. I walked to 76th and Lex to work because I needed the money. And we only had like burgers and like salmon and maybe like a couple other items, but we did not have the branzino. And this woman had the biggest fucking meltdown. She said, well, what kind of establishment is this? Lindsay Lohan, Dream, tipped over 30%, Angel. Ramona Singer, I hope you burn. Never put wealthy people on a pedestal. Not only are they usually fucking stupid, but they're rude, they have no soul, and they don't care about you. And they just can't function as human beings and have insane, mentally ill eating habits. I don't know, be our guest, Hive, like, rise up, tell me your craziest be our guest story because I need to hear it.
I am asking this in complete seriousness. I keep seeing Americans online, in street interviews, self-recorded videos, and especially comment sections, saying things that are shockingly uninformed or outright nonsensical. They often come across as if they never went to school or learned how to reason through basic ideas. Hello everyone, my name is Anthony. I am the judge, the jury, and the executioner.
President Trump said...
What now? What did he say?
President Trump said the United States invented everything.
I can't. He's so egotistical. He's so unhinged.
Oh my God, my stomach hurts.
Tell me I'm not the only one that feels like this, but as soon as I cross the border and enter America, something clicks and I just don't feel safe anymore. It's like a filter of violence just like passes my eyes. Also, being in America feels too real. Like it feels like damn, this is what the movies are about. We're really in some real shit right now. Once you enter America, it's like you're not watching from the sidelines anymore. You're in the bullshit. Like, I get why they have guns. I don't feel safe right now. What the fuck? Canada's like the minor leagues. You know, it's chill, but you know what I'm saying? It's like the same, but it's like a little different. America's the major leagues. This is where shit goes down. You know what I'm saying? America just feels too name brand. Like, it's like Canada's vaping, America's smoking cigarettes.
I just saw this message from Canada to Americans, and I am not okay. I'm gonna add it right here.
Sorry, I don't speak French. I'm just visiting.
Well, then welcome to Canada's Eastern Townships. Where are you visiting from?
I'm American.
Ah, okay.
Amazing news, everyone. We are the richest country in the history of the world.
Yeah, so we've heard. Can we have healthcare?
No, that would never work.
Can we have affordable housing?
Why would we do that when there's private equity?
What about public transportation? Well, think of the auto industry. Come on. Can we have childcare and parental leave?
No, we're gonna need you to get back to work.
Can we take care of our planet? Stop. Don't let the guys from Big Oil hear, okay? You'll hurt their feelings. Can we raise the minimum wage? You already get $7 an hour. They'll be so greedy. Can we make college accessible? Well, then how would we even keep you in debt?
thing. Sorry, so what can we have? War. We can always afford war. It's kind of our thing.
I could never give up 50% of my paycheck in taxes like you do in Germany. It's not 50%, it's closer to 31%, and that covers what would be monthly expenses in the United States. I only pay 10% in the United States, but what do you mean it covers monthly expenses? Well, for example, included in that number is the $500 we pay a month for a family of 5 in health insurance. What do you pay? For the 5 of us, we pay about $550 a month, but with co-pays, deductibles, prescriptions, and out-of-pocket expenses, it's closer to $1,200 a month. And we also get back money every month. We get $800 just for the 3 kids. We have that too, but it is only about $500 a month for the 3 kids this year. But you need that in Germany. Living expenses are high. Actually, the cost of living in Germany is 20 to 35% lower than in the USA. Even with VAT tax and the cost of gas, housing, transportation, and groceries are all cheaper here. Gas is outrageous. I could not handle paying $9 a gallon. But we don't drive. We have a $60 a month ticket that covers unlimited travel in Germany. How much are you spending on your car every month? $1,000, and we have 2. See? And housing and groceries are also lower here. Plus, I don't have to worry about student loans. My student loans are only like $500 a month. For 20 years. Well, yeah. Oh, and daycare here. Full time for the 2 little ones is $250 a month. No way. I pay over $1,400 a month. But wait, we're off track. You said this stuff was covered by your taxes. Well, my taxes contribute to keeping all of these expenses lower, like subsidized childcare, available public transportation, and tuition-free university. But you're paying taxes for things that you might not even use. Still, I get way more back for my taxes than I ever did in the US. Look, I get how it can look like I'm paying more for these things, but in reality, I think you're paying more, and to private corporations who don't benefit everyone. Did you know that German high school students learn about US propaganda in their English courses in high school? Recently, a follower asked to send me a textbook that they use in German 11th to 13th grade English courses to study US propaganda. So like in the United States where we study German World War II propaganda, in Germany they're studying current US propaganda. They cover everything from US exceptionalism to the American dream, and they show German students how US citizens have been led to have a lack of self-critical awareness to how their ideals have failed. I didn't want to believe it at first, but if you Google the name of the textbook and the word Abitur, which is the final stage of German high school, it returns all kinds of study guides and notes. And what really shook me is that on one of these study guides, it says, the US has become a wasteful consumer society of lonely individuals. So if you've ever wondered how some people outside of the US view the US,
I'm as European as you are. No, you're not. You're not European. You can't call yourself European. Only because you like your grandma's here. That makes no sense. Like if you're making say like this, imagine no. Imagine I have like ancestry from Africa. Make me African? Doesn't make me African. Do I look African? No. Do I look African? Stop saying you're European. You speak French, français? No, tu vas pas français. You're a fraud. So don't say that. Don't say. You keep saying that you're French. Name 3 things you're
This morning, for example, I stumbled on a comment chain where Americans were generally arguing whether 1 pound of plastic is heavier than 1 pound of metal. Is this pattern real? Or is it just a stereotype that the internet loves to amplify and reproduce? And if it's real, what's actually behind it? Is the education system at fault, or are there other cultural and society factors? Or is this simply a loud, highly visible minority that doesn't represent the much larger, quieter majority of thoughtful, well-educated Americans? The core problem in the Western world's relationship with the United States is that it rested on informal and mutual goodwill arrangements that a determined non-globalist president could easily dismantle or ignore without much institutional resistance. Canada has long been especially exposed to the United States' pressure and coercion. Yet, like most American allies, never seriously anticipated Washington turning openly hostile. That shock persists, and many allies remain unprepared to respond effectively. even now. Trump's approach is no longer seen as a one-off deviation. His policies have become steadily mainstream within the Republican Party. Future Republican presidents are highly likely to adopt similar tactics, making this the emerging default rather than an exception. In short, what allies once cited as reliable norms of partnership have proven fragile, and the shift towards a more unilateral transactional American posture now appears baked into the Republican mainstream for the foreseeable future. I have never had a negative encounter with Canadians, nor seen portrayals of your people that downgraded mine, not until certain Americans chose to turn against you. When we called for global support after 9/11, you stood shoulder to shoulder with us. My great-grandfather joined your forces in World War I as soon as black Americans were permitted, and you welcomed him, respected him, and preserved his record so that I or another relative could one day discover them. In essence, I have always viewed us as brothers and sisters united in the same just cause. I love this pointless red war foolishness. We are allies, not rivals, or at the very least, that's exactly what we should be. Tell me your thoughts in the comment section. So what I usually say is stay alert, stay focused, don't fail for the government psyop, and until the next video, thank you for your attention to this matter.